Hello, students. I welcome you all in these lectures of research methodology. Now, before we go ahead, we are going to see what is research methodology. It is specific procedure or techniques which are used to identify, select, process, and analyze information about the selected topic. That is what is actually called as research methodology. It actually allows reader to critically evaluate the study's overall validity and reliability. Now, what exactly it means? So, in research methodology, you are going to learn how to think critically, how to solve a problem, whatever problem you are having in front of you, you can able to think a different solution for that particular problem. And that's why this research methodology is added into your syllabus. Now you can see one cartoon at the right hand side. One of them is saying that the way I feel is hard to quantify. And another one is asking how hard on a scale of 1 to 10. So it's just like when you go to a physiotherapist, always if you observe, physiotherapist will ask you how much is your pain. Then you say, oh yeah, it's too much. Then the next question, always a physiotherapist will ask you that, tell me on a scale of 1 to 10. And then you say that it's 8 or 5, and accordingly, physiotherapist will decide the treatment. So this physiotherapist could able to do by applying research methodology, because this research has been done that what type of pain is there. It can be, because this is very general statement that yes, I'm having pain, it's lot of paining. But then if somebody, the front person, has to understand your pain, at that time it is very important that how much pain it is. And if the pain is on a scale, then it is very easy for the front person to understand that you are in how much pain, right? So we will go ahead. First, we will see the syllabus of research methodology. So the research methodology syllabus, this syllabus is common for BA, BSc and BCom students. This is very basic syllabus for all. This is very basic syllabus for all type of research methodologies. Now, what is the course objective? After completion of this particular syllabus, students will able to know what is research. They are aware about research and its importance. They can gather the data systematically and get advanced knowledge in selected topic. They can inculcate logical and organized thinking in the students. These are the objectives, that once you have completed this syllabus, then student must able to think logically and in an organized way. The course objective, the particular objective of this course is that to investigate some existing situation or a problem by creating a new system or method. And this particular, the main objective of this whole syllabus is that whenever you want to do some research, you must able to design that research problem. Now, what are course outcomes? Means once you learn this whole syllabus, after that, what actually the students will be able to do? Student will be able to perform. So first one is the students will able to describe importance of research. Then they can differentiate between unethical and ethical practices, especially in case of publication. Then they must able to select a research problem appropriately, because you are going to see that how to select a research problem and how to actually proceed for that particular problem. Then how to prepare a good hypothesis. What is importance of hypothesis we are going to see. Then how to design a research problem systematically, how research problem you can analyze and organize the data correctly, and how you can prepare a good scientific research report. Because after doing a research, it is very important that you must able to publish it, because this is a new thing and everyone should know, because you are doing research so that all should get a particular solution of that particular problem, and everyone should know that, right? So the first unit is made up of research problem and design. In that, we are going to see introduction to research, which will have the meaning and definition of research and objectives of research, why or by keeping what objectives research should be done, then what is the importance of research, what are good characteristics of research, and purpose and role of the research, right? Then what is the research problem, how to define a particular research problem, which criteria are there for the selection of a particular research problem, then what is the importance of literature survey, then what is hypothesis, define hypothesis, then types of different hypotheses, characteristics of good hypothesis, and how the formulation of good hypothesis can be done. Then the next most important part is research design. That first we are going to see what is the definition and features of the research design. Then what is the concept of research design, different types of research design, how research design can be prepared in a very effective way, which are different sampling techniques. Then what is the good characteristics of good sampling, you can say. Then the data, next unit is very important, because it is always based on whatever work you did, you need to now analyze it. So first is how you are going to analyze the data, then how you are going to write it properly, and how you can going to publish it. So the first one is the uh, hypothesis testing is very important. Data analysis, you need to analyze the data in a particular way. You can do it in a different way. We are going to see how many different types of data analysis are there. Then hypothesis testing you can do by using different parametric and non-parametric tests. Those we are going to see in short. Then how you have to write a report. What is, how you can exactly interpret the results. And there is a special style to write these reports or thesis when you are writing it scientifically. How you are going to do that, that we are going to see it here in report writing. So report means it also covers some part of publication as well as thesis, and then publication ethics. So in that which are the correct practices to carry out the research, right? And which practices we should not do, which is ethical, which is what is ethical, what is non-ethical, and all that we are going to find it out here. And how many different softwares are present and how they work. In short, we are going to see that too. So this was all about your syllabus of research methodology. Again, I have added one cartoon where the scientist is saying that my team has created a very innovative solution, but we are still looking for a problem to go with. Now, this should not be the situation of anyone who did the research or who has a solution for a particular problem, because you don't know the problem and you have the solution. It means whatever you did, it is just zero, because which problem you're solving, you yourself is not sure about it. See, when you're doing research, it is always important that you must have to first consider one problem, study that problem in detail, find out depth of that problem, find out all information about that problem, and then you have to find out the solution. But in this case, it is reverse. So unit 1, we are going to see, which is on research problem and design. So we are going to see this will be the content of these lectures. Introduction to research, in which we are going to cover meaning of research, definition of research, objectives of research, and general characteristics of research. So we will see one by one. Now, meaning of research, you might see that a lot of content is there on the slide. This I did it very purposefully. So because you're going to listen my lecture, so in that, if you could not able to understand anything, any point, you need not go through the slides again and again. You can just click a photo and the slide will be with you and you can study it even afterwards. So first we are going to see meaning of research. What is research? Actually, research means search for the knowledge. We are going to see word-wise info definition also of the research. So once we can define a research in such a way that it is actually a scientific and systematic search, so that whatever problem is there in front of you, you can go to a correct and proper solution of this. So many a times it is called as in research is an art of scientific investigation. So scientifically, you are going to do some investigation, you will have some proofs, you will do some experiments, you will gather some data, you will analyze it, and then very firmly, very confidently, very truly, you're going to say that this is what is the result, and that will be the correct solution for that particular problem. So in common practice, research also referred as I said, it is search for the knowledge, but there are different dictionary definitions that also we are going to see. But always, all the meaning of every definition is it is a careful investigation and inquiry for especially through search for a new facts. So you want to find out some new facts in that particular branch, and you're going to add up into the knowledge, right? So that is what is actually called as research. So in another way, you can also say that it is a journey of discovery. So you're going to discover something, and some steps you need to follow, and that you're going to see that where those steps will lead to you and what will be the final conclusion or final solution for a particular problem. So every one of you, every one of us, I mean, that we always have a curiosity. If you see a small child, it has lot many questions. It always asks, even if it sees the bird, it asks, what is it, what type of bird it is, and you need to explain it. Then it will remember, and next time when that bird comes, it says, yes, this is this bird, right? So why this happened? Because that particular child has, or that baby has a curiosity that what it is, right? So curiosity is actually, you can say, the mother of knowledge, because when human beings are curious, then they will try to find out some answer to that their curiosity, and then they go deep into the search of that, and finally they come to the conclusion that this is actually what it is. So thus always curiosity is called as mother of the knowledge, and research is like the method which you are going to obtain that particular knowledge, that you can term it as a research. That is because that is by Kothari, he stated it. Then we are going to see the real meaning of word research. So research is made up of re plus search. Re means again and again, and search means find out something. So you are going to find out something again and again, in a sense. So nowadays, many things are already discovered, and it may be like that you have solution for near about every solution. Sorry, so near about every problem, but still few new solutions or if some firm solutions are not there for a few problems, and you are trying to find them it again. So that's why it is called as research. Generally, the following process for the research is done, that the person is there, or in general, it is observed that this is the process for the research. So person is there, it will observe it again and again, many times, a particular phenomena, what is happening, and then it will collect the data. So whenever it is observing, every time some new observation, he could note it down. Yes, oh, it's happening in this way. I thought it has only that way, it has to be happen. But it is not like that. It is happening in this way also. Then it he or she will analyze the data, and then they will put some final conclusion, and then it will be like, for that particular problem, this can be a solution. Or many a times it is like that, if it is applied type of research, you have a firm solution with you. So for example, acid rain. Acid rain is, everyone know that it is because of environmental pollution. Then what happens in acid rain? That H plus ion concentration in the air gets increased. So generally, the air concentration should be the pH concert. I mean, H plus ion concentration means pH. pH of the air should be 6 point in between 6.5 to 8. But when acid rain takes place, at that time, that concentration of H plus ion increases in such a way that it goes to 4 to 5 pH. And because of, now why this all is happening? Now why this H plus ion concentration is increasing? This is because of emission of gases such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. So these are the two gases which are getting emitted by vehicles, and they are causing air pollution. And because of that, these actually reacts with the oxygen in the air and water vapor and gives SO2 and NO. And thus, because of that, it leads to the acid rain. Now, how a particular person or particular scientist come to this conclusion that S plus ion concentration is increasing, how it is increasing, who is responsible, why this is happening in this way, or why the pH is getting decreased? This all he or she could able to do it because it observed the phenomenon of acid rain again and again, collected the data. Finally, they analyzed the data that the H plus ion concentration is having effect because of SO2 and NO2. And final conclusion, that is air pollution is taking place because of acid rain, of course. But what is the cause of acid rain? So he or she could able to draw some conclusion. So this entire process, right from observation till conclusion, in between, it has to do the observation again and again, collect the data, analyze the data, and draw some conclusion. This whole process is actually called as research. Now, these are the few scientific definitions by great scientists or writers. One of them is George J. Mowley. This is what he says, that research is systematic and scholarly application of the scientific method interpreted in its broadest sense to the solution of social problems. So most of the time, what Molly is saying, that there should be some social problem, and that social problem is getting solved by doing the research. And when you are doing such type of research, that study should be in a very systematic way, and that systematic study should promote the development of social studies as a science, in the sense some social solution should be there. As I said, that air pollution is there. So whenever a person is trying to work or study on air pollution topic, then that person must gather all this data and try to find out some new solution, that how acid rain will not take place, or it should not get caused only. So what is the reason? How we can stop it? So that type of research, when it is done, or that type of solution, which is socially important, when that type of study is done, according to Molly, that is what is called as research. According to Francis Cornell, generally, the best research is that which is reliable, verifiable, and exhaustive. Reliable in a sense, it should be a true. Whatever research is done, it must be done in a very honest way so that everyone can rely on it. It should be verifiable. Verifiable in the sense, anyone, if repeats that particular experiment or study, he or she must get similar results. I'm not saying exactly same numbers they will get, right? Few variations will be there, but almost the conclusion, whatever the conclusion of those experiments must be the same, right? And exhaustive in the sense, it must be done in a very, very deep way. It should not be superficial. It has to be done the study should be done in a very a study should be done deeply, and that's why it is called as actually exhaustive. Exhaustive means in a very broad manner and in a very deep manner, right? So most of the time, what Cornell is saying that literally speaking, a kind of human behavior and activity in which whole people get engaged, that is what is called as research. In a sense that peoples are trying to find out some way out for a particular problem, and in that activity when they are getting engaged, it is called as uh, research. Then according to PM Cook, there are few characteristics of research he gave in his description. That is, as I said, that it should be a honest act and exhaustive process. This we have already seen. The next, what he said or he stated, that what research must have, that the facts are studied with understanding. Many a times people don't know the exact problem and they are working for the solution. So it should not be the case. The problem must be studied in a very deep way, right? First, try to understand the problem and then you try to find out some solution for that particular problem. So you must understand the problem very well, right? Then the facts are discovered in a light of problem. So whatever you are going to find out, that should have some problem. So some problem has to be there and you have to find out some solution or some facts. Every time it is not necessary that you will get some solution, but it may happen that you come across with some very true facts, right? Facts means actually the truth. So very true or genuine information you get. So that is also a good characteristics of a research. Then research should be a problem centered. As I said, problem should be there and you need to find out some solution for that. The findings are valid and verifiable. Valid in the sense they will get valid when repeatedly the same experiment is done by different persons and they are getting similar result. It means whatever you did is 100% verifiable as well as true and valid. So research work should contribute new knowledge in the field. So always whenever you're doing research, just don't repeat whatever others did. That cannot be said as a research, right? Why? Because whenever you're doing a true research, you're going to contribute some new knowledge, some new facts you're going to discover, and you're going to give those facts, those knowledge to the society so that everyone knows that this is something new is done. Or many a times this also happens, especially in science, as I'm a science teacher, that I do some experiment and I'm getting continuously negative result. I'm not getting any positive result, but that negative result is a fact, right? So accept it that by doing like Edison, he did 999, that is 999 times experiments, which all got wrong. Sagde चुकले त्याचे, right? Only one experiment, that was the 1001, and we can now enjoying the light, right? But all those 999 ways, that is 999 ways, although they are wrong, but what knowledge it contributed, that by doing this way, you're not going to get any electricity. So every time, even if you are having any negative result, that also contribute to some knowledge, but it should be a new way to do it, right? And according to Leedy, always research begins with the question. So everyone is saying that the problem has to be there. Then research demands the identification of a problem stated in clear, unambiguous terms. So whatever research you are going to do, you must understand the problem well. That is what actually uh, he wants to tell. That whenever you are doing any research, the problem should be understood very clearly, and there should not be any confusion. No, there should not be any confusion in research problem at least. Then the research requires a plan, because whenever you want to do any research, you have to do it in a systematic way, and then only you will get the correct result. Research deals with the main problem through appropriate sub problems. So few small problems are there that you try to find out the solution, and it may happen that you are going to get a problem for main big problem. You get solution for the main big problem. So researcher seeks the direction through appropriate hypothesis. So every researcher, whenever he or she decides to do the research, they should uh, create a hypothesis or prepare a particular hypothesis, and obviously it should be based on obvious assumptions, right? We are going to see it in detail that how to prepare the hypothesis. Then the research deals with the facts. Everything, whatever true, honest, should be get included into the research. And research is a circular in a sense. When you start with the problem, you will get some solution, and it is going to go into the cycle. One problem gets solved, you got the solution for this, another problem is there, another solution is there, and thus research is always interlinked. Now third is objectives of research. So the purpose of research is to discover the answers to questions through applications of scientific procedures. So the main aim of research is to find out truth, which is hidden and which has not been discovered yet. This is very, very important, that every time, whenever you want to find out some research solution, at that time, every problem has its own hidden truth, and that you are going to actually discover in that. So many a times the problem has one solution and you are trying to find out another solution for that, because that truth, there are many truths in one problem. So one truth is opened, everyone knows that, but it may like that another truth is not known and you are trying to find it out. So these are the examples that which we are going to see, or which we are going to study, that what are the different actually objects, or you can say the types of research. Those are termed as exploratory or formulative research. Now, what is exploratory or formulative research? Now, suppose a person is taking interview with an employee, which can give you more insight in a job satisfaction. So the person which is taking interviews continuously with the employees, that can only tell you that how much that particular employee is satisfied with the job, right? So you can think about a focus group, and accordingly you can study that particular, suppose we have taken this example of job satisfaction. So that can be studied by taking a focus group who is of employees. So different type of jobs you can take, or you can just focus on one job. Suppose for teaching job is there, are the teaching employees, in the sense teachers, are happy with their job. So you can do the survey and find out that whatever you are going to get, is the real answer for that. So when this kind of study, or this is the object, or this is the objective of your studies, it is called as exploratory or formative research. Now the next characteristic is particular individual or situation or a group. Generally, whenever this type of exploratory or formative research is done, a particular individual, a single individual you can take, a particular case you can take, a particular situation you can take, or a particular group you can take. We have seen the example of group, that is the teaching faculty. Are they satisfied with their teaching job? Now, the next type of research is called as descriptive research studies. Now, in descriptive research, for example, company studies behavior of its customer to identify its target market before it launches a new product. So what the company is going to do, it's trying to find out, it is going to show that product to different customers and trying to see how they behave, or what is their reaction when they see the product. And then they are going to compare that product with other products which are present in the market, right? So that type of research is called as descriptive research. Then the next is called as diagnostic research, in which mostly in case of diagnostic research, they try to find it out some solution to a particular, for example, I can say that a particular medicine is there, a particular you can say particular medicine is there, which you know that this particular medicine is very good for or it is very good in cancer treatment, but you don't know that it has ability to also cure ulcer, right? So when you are trying to find out, means you know that particular medicine, you know the treatment also, but now you are trying to find out some different application. That is what is also called as the diagnostic research. Or uh, most of the times the studies with this object in a view are known as, sorry, to determine the frequency with which something occur, or with which it is associated with something else. As I said, it is actually associated with the cancer, but now it is associated with ulcers. So whenever this kind of relationship is there, it is called as diagnostic research. And the next is to test the hypothesis of causal relationship between variable. Studies with these objects are called as hypothesis testing research. So you have to give some hypothesis. Actually, hypothesis is important for every research. So one hypothesis is there, and you have to find it out that hypothesis testing. So to find out the result, that you need to test that hypothesis and prove that whether it is correct or wrong. So one statement is there that, for example, one statement is there that a particular plant extract is able to cure the cancer. Now, this is my hypothesis that this particular plant extract is going to cure the particular, that is cancer, right? But I need to do a lot of research, find it out, do experiments, and prove that my hypothesis is right or wrong. I may get both the results. I may get correct that yes, my hypothesis is correct, and my hypothesis may get rejected. So whenever the study is based on hypothesis testing, that kind of research study is called as hypothesis testing research. So now we will stop it here. So we will see you in the next lecture. I hope you understood everything. Bye-bye. Take care.